Good afternoon and welcome to YoughалOnline.com. Today our very special guest is Leigh Desmond, hurling star from Youghal. Leigh, how are you?
I'm not too bad, no Shane. Delighted to be here.
Great. The reason we're talking to Leigh, for those who wouldn't know, is Leigh, you're now part, I suppose, of the senior hurling panel here in Cork.
Well, I am this year for the first time, which is a huge honour for me. You know, I mean, last year I was in Nodable for trials, but it wasn't until this year that we got the old foot in the door, and we're there this year and hopefully to stay. But it's a huge honour. I mean, any young fella who starts off when he's 10, 11 years of age playing hurling, his ambition is to play senior hurling for Cork, and to be there is, I can't even put into words what a privilege it is. You know, it's absolutely excellent.
So far this year you've played in a lot of the league games.
Yeah.
And I mean, you've done well.
Right. We'd like to think we've done okay, you know, but I mean, it was alright. The Galway game was a bit disappointing now from my perspective, but kind of coming back into it after an injury, which didn't help, you know. But not to make excuses, but look, you're going to have poor games too. These things are going to happen, you know. And at this level, you know, if you're poor game, there's guys on the bench ready to pounce, you know what I mean. But most of the league went reasonably well for me, you know. For my first year up, I was very happy with how it went, you know. I suppose there was no harm to get a victory over the guys out the bridge either, you know what I mean. That was a nice old day for me, you know, in the memory bank. But I mean, it's when you're going into a panel like that at times, it can be kind of nerve-wracking coming into a big setup. When you're gone from minor under 21, it's a big step up. But with the guys that are involved, it's actually not that hard. I mean, the likes of Sean Hogan, John Gardner, Ronan Curran, the O'Connors, all these guys, you know, Joe from out the road, like, they just make you feel like you were there the whole time. There's nothing, there's none of this, oh, he's the new guy stuff. It's just, you were always there with them. You feel like you're part of the team that won the All-Ireland a few years ago, you know what I mean? You're part of that group the whole time. There's nothing about this new guy, or, you know, we can't do things with him yet. You're just left field, part of the clique straight away, which makes it all easier, you know?
I mean, we'll say, like, going back a couple of years ago, you were playing with the minors.
Yeah.
I mean, at that stage, had you, we'll say, in your mind, I'm going to play for the senior team?
I kind of suppose you always kind of have hope.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't really say, I'm going to play for the seniors, but I suppose you have to be confident as well in your own ability, otherwise you never really believe you will, you know?
Yeah.
But playing with the minors and under 21s, you're kind of hoping, geez, you know, maybe a good game here now, they might pick me there in a year or two, you know? You're always like that. But I suppose you don't really believe it till it happens, you know?
Looking back on it, like we say, the list in recent times of Youghal players playing on the county team, it's short.
It is, I suppose, but I mean, like, there has been a few.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like the likes
yeah.
of Willie Walsh there going back a couple of years ago was one of the best players on the Cork team, centre forward, you know what I mean? And to this day he's known as one of the hardest men to ever play centre forward for any team, you know?
That's a fact.
So I mean, trying to fill that guy's shoes won't be easy. I mean, Brendan Coleman had a spell with the seniors there in the league a couple of years ago as well, like, you know, so it's great though, but I suppose, you know, like in recent years y'all haven't been really having much success in senior grade because they've been relegated to intermediate now, and, you know, I suppose when you go down a grade like that, maybe club doesn't stand out as much, maybe players don't get noticed, I don't know, but then you've got guys like Tom Kenny coming from Granada, and I mean, he's one of the Cork stars at the moment, you know what I mean, the last couple of years. So I don't know, I suppose nowadays maybe they're looking around more and they're picking out guys. So, but as I said, like, it's being from down here, maybe it's not as easy as other places to make it, but geez, I'm one of the lucky ones, do you know what I mean? That's the way I look at it.
Do you feel any extra pressure, considering like you're the Youghal man of the moment and you're on the Cork senior team?
I don't think so. I think kind of that kind of blows over your head, to be honest with you. And when you're in there, it's kind of like a job. You just get on with it. You know, that kind of way you don't really notice. And I mean, I suppose when you come around and a few of the kids kind of, oh, hi Leigh, you're like, how does that kid know me? You know, that kind of stands out to you a bit at times. You know, and to be honest, that's a great part of it. You know, you kind of feel like a bit of a role model to some of the kids, maybe something like that. You know what I mean? But or you want to be, you know, that kind of a way. But it's huge. It's great, absolutely great to be a part of that now and to have that kind of atmosphere around your town. You know, you kind of people kind of say, geez, how I saw your name in the paper or heard your name on the radio the other day. It's great to be able to meet the public and talk to them about that, you know, so it's a great feeling.
It must be good for the club too. I mean, even the last day you played, I think you got 4 points in the second half. I mean, you know, I mean, it must be good for the club to have a player on the Cork panel as well.
Yeah, it is, I presume. Like, I suppose it's a good lift to the younger age set up in the club too. Maybe it might attract a bit more attention to the club, and kids might say, "Geez, look, we might go play hurling now. There's a guy there playing with Cork, you know." Or maybe take a lot. Not that when you're younger, you know, when I was younger, I played rugby, I played soccer, I played everything. Yeah. But there's going to come a time in a young fella's life where he has to pick one. You know what I mean? I had to do it as well, and it's not easy. But maybe now that might attract a few young fellas to come pick up the hurling ball. You know, hopefully.
Going from the glamorous side of it on the field and what looks great on television and the Sunday game, the whole that. I mean, during the week and in the winter season, like, there's an awful lot of work and preparation going into it.
That's kind of the part that most people don't know about, Shane, to be honest with you. Yeah, you know, you have to work hard for the glamour to come out of it, you know what I mean? But That, to be honest with you, when you're driven and focused, I mean, like, I'd like to look at myself as someone who's kind of headstrong and determined, you know. I mean, I wouldn't drink, I wouldn't smoke, I wouldn't be into any of that kind of stuff. Like, what I eat is all aimed at, geez, what have I got on Sunday? That's what my diet is about, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, during the winter months, I mean, now, like, since I got into the gym there about 2 years ago, I love going there. I mean, it's nearly when you go there, if you miss a session, your body nearly tells you, hey, you missed that session yesterday, you know.
Yeah.
It's kind of just a routine you get into, and it's just, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just like a religion to you then once you start training. I mean, I'd be often chatting to a few friends telling them about the physical training we do at Cork, and they'd be like, how do you get through that? But it's actually, you actually see it as a challenge, and you want to get through it, you know what I mean? You know, come the middle of July and August in the heat of championship, you know, if I really push myself here, it'll stand to me then, you know, that kind of way, and I'd be looking back having the last laugh, you know, that kind of way. So I suppose it's just, as I said, like a religion to get into it and get it done.
June the 8th, Tipperary, league champions at the moment. How do you think you're going to do?
Big challenge, I suppose, and my first year there, I mean, and as I said, there's a few more to be cut from the league panel to make the championship panel, but fingers crossed I'll be kept, you know, hopefully I will, but at the end of the day, I don't think it really matters who Cork play. I think they're Cork at the end of the day, and they're going to, they'll either, you know, no matter who they play, they're going to give them a serious game, and it's going to take a great team to beat that Cork team this year. They're tried and trusted, they're guys who've been there, done it all. You know, and the hunger is still there in every one of them. I think a kind of few questions have popped into the public's mouths this last year. Maybe some of these guys are past it, they've done it all, maybe the hunger isn't still there. I'm training with these guys week in, week out, the hunger is still there, take my word for it. These guys haven't had half enough yet, do you know what I mean? They want more.
Right,
you know?
Because like there's a huge contingent, we say, from East Cork on the Cork panel, which is great.
There is. It's absolutely amazing actually that there's such a big contingent there. I mean, there's 8 or 9 senior clubs in Cork, in East Cork, you know, at the moment. But it's actually quite funny you say that. Out in Lamanga there 2 weeks ago, on the Sunday, all the hard training was done. So on the Sunday morning, they cancelled training and we have a soccer match. And it was actually East Cork versus the rest of Cork in the soccer. So that kind of lets you know.
How did Dermot do?
We won't talk about the result now, Shane. You know, I won't let John Gardner or any of them hear this because they're already thrown in our faces. But it's just kind of letting you know how strong the East Cork contingent is there. That they could do that. I mean, the rest of Cork versus East Cork is letting you know that there's a big contingent there from down here. You know, which is great.
In recent times, we've heard all the talk. It's been on the news and everything like that. Like we'll say the upset, like we'll say that the Cork county team has gone through.
Yeah.
Is it affecting, we'll say, like, has it affected your training throughout the year? Like, or did you just continue training yourself as you always did?
Every player kind of done his own bit while that strike was going ahead. Like, as I said, no, I mean, not being on the panel last year, whenever those meetings were being held about it, I mean, we weren't to be there, you know what I mean? So I didn't really get it. But as from what we can gather this year, I mean, it's without a doubt the closest click, the closest panel I've ever been on. Everyone's in it for the other person next to him, you know what I mean? Shoulder to shoulder, as we'll call it. Every guy's fighting for the fella next to him. I think it seems to have brought the panel on. It's brought them closer. Every fella's fighting more for each other now, and it seems to have made it just one big family out of it, you know, from what we can gather. And no one seems to talk about it. It's just get on with the job, and every fella kind of trained himself away all year, and that's just the way it's been. Every fella was hopping when he came back, you know.
Great. Leigh, last question, I suppose, is the usual one. I mean, what advice would you have for any youngster starting off? Like, if they want to get, we'll say, where you are today?
I presume it is just, you know, listen to the guys that are coaching you, you know. I mean, I came, I suppose, since I was young in Youghal, there's a lot of guys now after going through selectors and managers and coaches, and at the time you're there, oh yeah, you don't really take it in, you know, but take it in, take my word for it. Every single one of them are going to do it for your benefit, you know. Yeah. And what I will say to every young fellow out there, have confidence in your own ability. Don't think, oh, I'm never going to make that, you know. Look how good those guys are. Every guy's going to improve as he keeps practicing and practice. Keep the hurl in your hand, keep practicing. If you believe in yourself enough, you will make it. No matter where you're from, you work hard enough, you'll be there someday. All right. Leigh Desmond, we wish you every success for the future. Thanks a million, Shane. Thanks for talking to us here at Youghal Online. No hassle at all. No bother. Best of luck this year. Thanks a million. Thank you. There you go. We'd like to wish Leigh Desmond the very best and every success in his future in hurling. Don't forget, for all your news, views and local news here in Youghal, check out www.youghalonline.com. My name is Shane Supple for youghalonline.com, saying thank you and goodbye.